catamaran market is still booming, has been for the last 10 years, but it's segregated really into the big voluminous mass production type cats, or more performance where you try and keep the weight right down and you get a more of a lightweight performing cat. But where do you turn to if you want to go for something more akin to a Bluewater monohull? We've come to have a look at the Bluewater cat from Discovery. Owners of high quality monohulls in the past, your Bluewater cruisers, oysters, Holbergrasses, contests, etc. Where do they turn to when they want a catamaran? They want the space, but they probably, maybe not after so much volume of those production cats. They want a bit more quality, and they don't seek that higher performance, which can make people a little bit nervous when they're sailing multi-hull. Well, that's where Discovery fills a gap with this Bluewater cat. It's 50-footer. This is the 6th built, and it's for the new shareholder, German shareholder of Discovery. And we are just coming out of Lymington now to give it a good test in some breeze. Pretty conventional helm setup, single helm setup, 2 powered winches with all the running rigging led to here, and it's easy. It's designed to sail short-handed, so your sheet's coming to here, apart from your main sheet, which is obviously on that aft traveller on the aft deck. The take-homes I got from sailing it really were the views you have from here. You see the 4 corners of the boat easily. So when you're parking it and when you're sailing it and when people are around on deck, you've got an eye on everything, which is nice to have. I mean, yes, you get that on a flybridge type boat some of the time, but here you're still within communication of those in the aft cockpit, someone even at the chart table or in the galley, no problem, or on the foredeck. And that's quite a hard thing to achieve. But because of the relatively low freeboard, you can see even the boom is pretty low, the roof's kept, everything's quite kept relatively low for a big cat. So the Helm Station in contact to this protected cockpit area, and you've got 2 ways out to a big wide side deck area. You've got this area which you can sort of sit in here out of the wind, which is pretty unusual, but it's nice. I like it, apart from there is a drop off the aft bit. A big step up on the side deck or step over here from the helm, and you're onto a wide, very safe feel to the side decks. Good height for the grab rail, wide side decks, the actual hatches are recessed into the deck, and you've got these big bulky coamings and an alloy tow rail here as well. So there's a real chunky, stable feeling to it. Up here on the foredeck, you see the self-tacking jib rail, small tramps. Another Discovery feature is the old hot tub under here. You don't have to have it, it's an option, but that opens up and you can fill it with hot water or have this nice, large forward cockpit area, which is again another unusual area. But I mean, imagine yourself sitting in here or in your little hot tub, whatever it is, or on one of the tramps out in your Caribbean or Mediterranean anchorage. It's a great sunny place to be if you do want to get out of the protection of the aft cockpit. Another similar feature to a monohull like a Discovery is having the twin headsail setup, so the jib and the larger genoa. Anchor windlass, the anchor's right under here. Just so you have these small tramps, but it's all belt and braces stuff. I mean, look at the size of the foresail furlers. Serious size, big chunky tow rails and cleats as well. Under here, large sail lockers each side. Could be a crew cabin if you want it, but plenty of stowage room. And then same setup going aft on this side deck as well. The Arf Cockpit Layout works really well. It's generous in size. You can seat 6 people easily around this table. You've still got the sofa there. There's stowage under all the seats. It's got a dive compressor under here. And to be able to seal it off with these canopies works really well, especially for those in less, well, this is quite nice weather for Britain today, but to be able to use the boat all year round in less warm weather really works. And to be able to sit here out of the majority of the apparent wind when you're sailing. This is, by catamaran standards, they're not most open, but it works. You know, there's still plenty of interaction between inside and out. Coming into this huge interior main bridge deck level area, plenty of space, massive amount of natural light, plenty of ventilation. I think some of the things monohull sailors will like coming into this sort of catamaran is having this U shape to the galley. It still feels seaman-like, seaworthy in here. Rounded corners, there's fiddles on the work surfaces. You can grab hold of some solid furniture. They're not square edges, not something to fall against. You still move about on a catamaran. But there's loads of space. There's just so much stowage space. There's lots of cold stowage space. There's lots of work surface area. You can prepare your food, you can move it to one side, you can come from here, put your drinks and your food out, move it to the saloon. And there's just options for more and more. So there's a washing machine under there, there's drinks, fridge stowage, and there's 2 big fridges forward of this workstation as well. A relatively compact forward saloon area, but fine for 4 or 5 to sit round. This one is finished in light oak and maple, and it's done very, very well. Another thing I think monohull sailors will like about this is having a proper nav station, chart table area. And this is one of my favourite areas of the boat. You can sit here, it's only a compact chart table, so it's not going to become a multi-purpose desk for the family. They can go over and use the saloon table, whatever. This is your command centre still. Chart plotter, it's gone for the option of the extra throttle controls from in here. But just the views you get from here, you are looking straight at your foresails. You've got a nice opening hatch out to the mainsail. Easy to stand a watch in here in complete comfort, but with proper full visibility. A proper forward-facing chart table. It works really well, and you're still in communication or in sight of the helmsman. You may remember the first of these Bill Dixon designed Discovery Cats had a forward master cabin which ran right under this forward area here, but you didn't have the headroom, so they changed it to a 3 or 4 more conventional 3 or 4 cabin layout. This has the 4 cabin layout, so this is, I guess, the guest hull, and in all the cabins you'll see lots of natural light, plenty of ventilation, big double berth. I mean, this one can split, so you lose a bit of the stowage space beneath, but they all have their own heads and showers apart from one cabin. And even these forward cabins, so you come up 2 steps to the middle, so this is, I'm actually standing on a battery box here, and then back down to the forward cabin where you have the option of either stowage space in these wardrobes on the raised inboard section, or that can be a berth, so a kid's bunk. But great, again, to have the ventilation, the escape route out of there, all that natural light out of the coach roof and hull windows. And again, there's room, that's a fill in there, so you have got more changing standing space in there, but lots of headroom. Again, ensuite heads, own shower, heated towel rail, plenty of stowage space. And then dropping down into the owner's hull. Well, this one has a forward cabin. It's all stowage, used up for stowage at the moment, so it has a smaller heads on that side. But the whole hull could be an owner's hull, so that would all be a heads and shower area forward, and then you'd have more wardrobe and furniture space, desk space, etc. here. As it is, one big island style berth with room each side of it. big standing height wardrobe and good size heads, stowage area and shower. And also on this you get the stowage space beneath that berth as well. It almost looks sort of classically retro sort of lines now. But this cat has really grown on me, having taken it out in some quite stiff breeze. It's a very seaworthy, comfortable boat to sail aboard, and it also feels pretty familiar for a monohull sailor coming on board it. It behaves well, it has a nice solid motion through the waves. And it leaves me wondering why more of these high-end brands aren't building catamarans as well. Yes, it's still a niche market. It's a £1.5 million boat, base price. But for those in that area of looking at sort of mid 55 up to 60 foot monohulls and thinking about going to a multi-hull, this offers a big old platform for that money. And don't be surprised if you see more and more cats coming out of this Discovery yard.